Consensus calls ensure consistency across Exelon's fleet by requiring frontline supervisors to communicate information obtained through their fact findings to representatives from various Exelon departments, including HR, labor relations, legal, and on-site supervision. The parties work together to agree on discipline that is both consistent and fair for each specific situation.
Hi everyone, Frontline Supervisor Sean is on. Thanks for joining the consensus call. I'd like to do a quick roll call before we discuss my recommendation for discipline for Equipment Operator Oscar.
HR Business Partner is on.
HR Manager Matt is on.
Labor Relations Larry here.
Frontline Director Derek is on.
Okay, thanks everyone. I sent out a consensus call form. You should have it in front of you. To recap, the employee's name is Equipment Operator Oscar. He was hired on January 9th, 2004. He has no prior discipline. He has not abused any sick days and has no other attendance issues.
Thanks, Shauna. We have here your investigation report, but could you explain what happened to everyone on the call?
Sure. Last week, an employee told me he witnessed Equipment Operator Oscar and employee Eddie engaged in what he called a fight.
Okay, so HR has a concern off the bat. On the consensus call form, you indicated that Rule 17 as the applicable standard of conduct violation. That doesn't seem to match what you're saying. It sounds more like Rule 35, an act of physical aggression while on the job.
From a management perspective, I was under the impression this was a physical fight. Isn't that what you told me, Shauna?
Well, Derek, I originally told you that an employee had come to me at the end of his shift and said a fight had occurred between Equipment Operator Oscar and employee Eddie. As you can see, I immediately performed a fact-finding. My investigation report is attached to the consensus call form. Unfortunately, there wasn't any video of what happened, but I interviewed Equipment Operator Oscar, employee Ed, and 3 witnesses, and everyone, including employee Ed, confirmed the fight was really a heated verbal argument. So we're really not talking about a fight, but a violation of Employee Standard of Conduct 17, just employees using abusive and or profane language towards each other.
Derek again. Why was the word fight used when it was reported?
It was a miscommunication. We interviewed the witness that reported the fight the same day, and he clarified he meant fight in the sense that tensions were high and Equipment Operator Oscar was definitely worked up. Probably a poor choice of words, but I don't believe he intended to mislead us.
Thanks, Shauna. Did you find out what the incident is about, and was it work-related?
No. Equipment Operator Oscar and employee Eddie have known each other for a long time. They both stated in their interviews that the argument was personal. They've worked it out since, and they're working together fine.
Well, some discipline is definitely warranted here. I see you only recommended a 1-day suspension. Why is that? An argument with abusive and profane language at work is inappropriate, whether it's related to work or personal.
HR Manager Matt and I met this week and went through comparables at this generating station where an employee had used profane and or abusive language towards each other. In this department, we've only issued written warnings and 1-day suspensions.
Why 1 day instead of a written warning? Were there aggravating factors here?
Well, Equipment Operator Oscar raised his voice and used profane language towards employee Eddie. Witnesses confirmed that while he didn't hit employee Eddie, he stood very close to him in a very intimidating manner. He definitely got into Eddie's face and he could have provoked a fight. During the interview, Oscar understood he was out of line and unprofessional.
Right, this is Matt. I went through the comparables with Shauna. When profanity is used and there is some physical interaction, show that we typically give a 1-day suspension.
I'm fine with a 1 day. It is important to show that abusive language and behavior directed at coworkers, even about personal issues, is unprofessional and unacceptable in the workplace. And the fact-finding clearly shows that Equipment Operator Oscar was the one who escalated the situation, both with his use of profanity and physically moving towards Eddie.
At the end of each consensus call, it's the frontline supervisor's responsibility to obtain each participant's consent before implementing the recommended discipline. While everyone on the call works together to reach consensus, it is the frontline supervisor's important responsibility to present detailed facts, recommend discipline that is appropriate, and obtain consensus to implement discipline that is both fair and consistent across the Exelon fleet.